Hello, friends. How are you? How is everyone doing? Hopefully, well. I am doing free questions today. Again, per usual, one per person. Yes, no format. After 15 minutes, the list will close. I wanted to send just a quick update. I probably won't be here for a very long time. This is not a limited stream, but I don't foresee myself being on like a long stream today. I'm not going to do like a 3, 4, 5 hour stream. So this is going to be pretty quick. Again, it's not limited, but I foresee my list closing a little bit earlier than usual. A lot of times I let things kind of naturally come to a close, but I'll probably force a last call maybe in about an hour or so. So just keep that in mind. Everything else is the same. We'll go ahead and get started with some free reads. Hello, everyone. Welcome in. Everyone can be added to the yes/no list. Just make sure that you subscribe. Make sure you like this live stream. That's pretty much it. And you guys can come back every time and get free readings with me, okay? Wow, Nightbot just went crazy in the chat. I'm gonna delete some of that so that things don't get confusing. All right, so let's get started on the free list here. Roses, I have a yes. Temperance. Amy, I am getting a yes. The Fool. Queen, I have a yes. I have Queen of Swords and Three of Wands. This is probably multiple people that you will be interested in or date this year. Unfazed, I'm getting a no. I have Five of Cups and the Hermit. Asana, I have a yes. Six of Wands. You're welcome, Roses. Luna Bright, I am getting a yes, but I also have the Six of Swords, which indicates that he's trying to break these things off. So these situations could be coming to their end, or like the end of their like term or whatever. Like I just feel like I'm hearing like things coming to a close, things coming to an end. It's not like he's starting up new things with anyone, is what it feels like. So Tracy, just keep in mind that I have a disclaimer on my channel that this is for entertainment purposes only. I personally believe it's like a spiritual purpose as well, but I don't answer questions regarding legal and financial matters. So just keeping in mind that I don't have any responsibility to your question and I can only help you answer things on a spiritual level. I'll go ahead and see what the card says. So, Tracy, in regards to the question, should I make the first offer? I have the Lovers and as well as the Wheel of Fortune. And these two cards are yes cards. Hey, Philomena, welcome in. Hi, Rachel. Asana, you're welcome. You're welcome, Lunare. If I'm skipping anyone, I'm sorry. I'm trying to stay in order. You're welcome, Unfazed. Rachel, it's still not decided yet. I have the Two of Swords. I think that this person might take a chance at reconciliation. But the Two of Swords talks about taking a shot in the dark, like not really knowing what's going to happen, but still trying anyway. So I feel like he might be leaning towards reconciliation, but right now it's a maybe. Princess, I have a yes, the Empress. Emmy, thank you for the donation. You're first on the list, okay? Margaret, I have a no, the Hermit. Lisa. Lisa, I have a yes, Knight of Wands. I'm also getting the message for you, Lisa, that the success might come in very quickly for you. Or there might be like an initial momentum, but you have to be strategic about making that a continued momentum. So like essentially utilize that progress and like try to keep up with it. Don't just expect because it worked out easily for you in the beginning that it's going to continue. I feel like Spirit is saying that this is like kind of under the umbrella of beginner's luck, or when you start a business, a lot of times platforms will push your content out, and that's just like an initial like surge that you'll get, but it is up to you to continue that success. You're welcome, Tracy. Hey, Margaret, welcome in. Moonlight. Moonlight, I'm getting a no. I have the Tower and the Hanged Man. Because it's the Hanged Man, I do think that this trajectory could change, meaning that you could eventually end up marrying this person, but the energy right now feels like it's not going to happen. So I'm going to go with no for now. Pinky, I have a yes, the Fool. You're welcome, Lisa. You're welcome, Margaret. Amy, thank you for the donation. I'll update the list soon. You're welcome, Moonlight. You're welcome, Pinky. James, thank you. I'll update the list soon. Sienna, I have a no. The Moon. We have about 2 minutes left of the free list. If anybody wants to get their free questions in last minute, the rules are easy. Make sure you're liking and subscribe to this channel and this video. 1 question per person, yes, no format. Grace, I feel like Spirit is saying you are correct. You probably will not get a response from this person. I have the Emperor. That means that this person, however this person has been with you lately, is how they'll continue to be. So you might want to reserve your energy and not reach out to this person, especially if you're setting an expectation or hope that this person will respond to you. Now, if you just want to wish them a happy birthday and move on about your day and not really care if they message back, I always think that's a nice thing to do. But if there's ulterior reasons as to why you would want a response, maybe you're the one who's been putting in all the effort and feeling like you're owed, then maybe don't do this at this time. Ashley, I feel like this is a no. I have the Tower and the 9 of Swords. James, I am getting a yes. 2 of Wands, Queen of Pentacles, and 2 of Cups came out at the same time. You're welcome, Tiana. Hi, Golden Moment. Welcome in. Golden Moment, I am getting a no right now. It is the Death card. Hi, Naisha. I was just thinking about you because I rewatched for like the 3rd or 4th time, but I finished One Tree Hill last night. And I'm actually listening to the podcast now. I decided to do that. I wanted to wait until after I watched the whole thing all the way through to listen to the podcast so that things would resonate for me a little bit more. Naija, I am getting a yes. Queen of Wands. Hi, Divine Empress. All right. Let's see. Hey guys, I'm so sorry. The free list closed. The free list closed. Once I posted that in the chat, I wasn't taking any more questions after that. But if you still want your question answered, you can donate $5. I do have to move on to donations now. If you are new to me today, meaning like you just subscribed to me today, let me know and I will still do a yes no reading for you. But just keep in mind that I do keep a running list of people who have been here before, so I'll know whether or not you're telling me the truth. All right. Yeah, it's kind of crazy, this time change. I don't ever do well with the time changes. I do like having more daylight for sure, but I think there was like some type of study that said the time changes actually shave time off of your life. That it's really bad for your heart, especially if you are someone who has a history or family history with heart issues. Time changes kind of shock your system and it's not good. And like, we shouldn't do them. We shouldn't have them. They shouldn't be a thing. And there was a reason for them in the past, which I completely understand. But at this point, we probably should not have it anymore. James, I have your question. That's okay, James. That works for me. Naija, oh my God, I'm so jealous. Sounds like fun. You check out the podcast. So the podcast is called Drama Queens. And it's on YouTube, or they also have like, I think on Spotify and like a couple other places. Unfortunately, it's not a video recorded podcast that they share. It's just like the audio. However, they do on their Instagram page, and then I think there's like a TikTok page that every once in a while will show the video content. But I've just basically been listening to it. So it's a lot of fun, but they go like per episode, they go like through each, they like will watch an episode in order of One Tree Hill, and then they'll do a podcast after watching it to talk about it. So it goes in order. But really quickly, I'll just go ahead and post that in the chat for you, Naija. I prefer when we're 1 hour back just because my body clock is better. I'm too much of a night owl. Yeah, having more daylight is nice for sure. That I do love that. I just wish that like we could be done. I wish this would be the last change ever. And the thing is that I think it's like Arizona and maybe one other state that doesn't do it at all, which doesn't make any sense to me, like why these states can be like not obligated to participate in something like this. And also that's kind of how it is with income taxes too. Each state, there's certain states that don't do income tax. I'm just like, can we all get on the same page here? All right, so donations in order. I have Emmy, and then I have Amy, and then I have James, and then I have Philomena. All right, that's the donations I can see right now. If you're not on the list, please let me know so I can double check and see what's going on. Yeah, time change is not good for our health. Hey Nausea, that's so sweet for you to offer. I don't have a moderator at this point. I had one for a very long time and it did not work out for me personally. It was not, I think I handle things on my own fairly well. I do have a couple ladies that are on here that help answer questions while I'm doing readings if I can't answer them, but I typically moderate my own channel. All right, so we're doing an energy check for Emmy and Amy. We're doing an energy check for love. You're welcome. Yeah, I'm only on the 3rd episode right now, but it's good. It's fun listening to them and like their experience that they've had on the show and just getting some insight, like behind the scenes insight. And they kind of like put you back in, it's kind of like feels like a time capsule, as if you were growing up around that same time frame. It kind of reminds you of what life was like back then. It's definitely a fun listen for sure. All right, what's coming up in Emmy's love life? Energy, love life. Emmy, love life, energy. Love life. What is coming in for this Aries? What is coming in for this Aries? Hey Manor, free list is closed. I'm sorry. Gotta make sure y'all are getting here as early as possible for the free list. So, Emmy, the first thing that's coming through that I'm hearing is like someone is looking for you. There is a person out there that is saying, this is the type of person that I want, listing all of these qualities of what it is they're looking for in a person, and you are that person that they're looking for. Of course, you guys haven't met, they don't realize this, but someone is looking for you. It's like the first thing that I'm hearing, because I have the word target, and so I feel like you are dead on, smack dab in the middle, exactly the target person, the type of person that this person is looking for. And I'm seeing the word incoming, so I do feel like this person is like around, this person's coming through. I will get more specific details on like timing if I can. I feel like this person is kind of like an introvert. Let's see. But they also know how to like take the lead and be a provider. But they're just not very flashy. Not very flashy. Let's see. Who is this this person. Now it's interesting when you say soulmate because I do have the Six of Cups, and a lot of times, hey baby, if when you get a second, if you can turn on that light because it's suddenly gotten super dark in here for some reason. I have the Six of Cups, and so this talks about like our fated matches or our fated people, because the Six of Cups talks about the things that we agreed upon contractually before we came into this life and the experiences that we wanted to have. It's all the things of the past that has brought us up until this moment, and I do feel soulmates fall into that category. Will you bring the other mail down? Okay, thank you. I feel like this is a good companion for you, a good partner for you. You guys are very compatible. So like a good match for one another. Let's see. Any other information here? So I'm hearing long term. So this person's looking for like a relationship. So when you say a soulmate, that is kind of what I'm picking up on. Someone who's, or like, I don't know, like I feel like true love is like a thing, you know? I feel like people are always chasing that like toxic thing or that karmic thing, or like they romanticize like a twin flame connection, or twin flame connections I personally think are like more for you and your own personal growth more than anything. And it's like we're chasing the wrong things. It's like, why doesn't anyone want a true love, a healthy love, a life partner anymore? It's like we romanticize these like soul connections that aren't necessarily good for us. We're supposed to learn something from them. And so for you, I mean, I am sensing that this is like a true love. Like this is someone who's coming through here to just be healthy with you, to feel feelings with you, to just kind of like satisfy you and make you feel happy and make you feel taken care of. So I have a hot sex here, which is an interesting message. So I do feel like there's this indication of like wanting to be generous to you, wanting to fulfill your needs in all different kinds of ways. I'm gonna see if I can get any sun sign information. All right, so we've got a little bit of air, fire, and water. I'm not getting a lot of earth. Like Scorpio, Sag vibes, a little bit of Libra, Gemini. Maybe a little Leo. I'm really not pulling much earth here. Yeah, did I say Scorpio? Scorpio. Now this person could be like, depending on their big three, they could be like a Capricorn sun, but it's disguised by their like fire, air, moon, and rising. That doesn't really make them feel like a true Capricorn, if that makes sense. Okay, when is this person supposed to be coming in? When is this person supposed to be coming in? All right, there's a lot of messages about it happening this year, coming in this year. Most of the information that I feel like I'm getting is this person's coming through before the end of the year to 2024. Okay, I think that it could be as soon, honestly, I think it could be as soon as within like the next 4 weeks. And now I do have aces, which talks about immediately. And I have a couple cards indicating like this year, like within like nine is like a big number for some reason. It could be like the 9th month. It could be in 9 months. It could be 9 weeks, 9 days, but 9 is a big number for your connection. But I think that it's going to happen this year, and I think it could happen as quickly as like this month or next month even. Bodhi! Okay, so Emmy, that is what I've got for you. Next up, we have Liz. So Liz, if you're ready, I'm ready for you. Man, they're annoying sometimes. I'm just like, can you not? Did y'all hear that? What he's trying to do is he's trying to call on my other cat. My other cat who is behaving, minding his own business. The other cat that's calling him is like, no, we need to get into trouble and you need to do it with me. So he's trying to like basically what's the word? Be a bad influence. That's what he's trying to do. Hey, Tarot by Sav. It looks like you're new here, so I can answer a yes/no question for you. It'll have to be in between donations, but you can leave your question with me if you'd like, and I can answer it in just a minute. You're welcome, Emmy. You're so welcome. I'm rooting for you. Paper messages running what you, I think somebody my parents. Well, so the thing about paper messages, Amy, is that we can kind of like steer it in that direction, but it's kind of like tarot, but not as like detailed. Whereas like paper messages are more like what comes through. So I can kind of keep it in mind as far as like your appearance, and see if maybe I can get some information about that. But paper messages are more like up in the air. It's more like what wants to be communicated. It's not really something I could specifically say, because like for instance, I could have the word like Pacific in there, like the Pacific Ocean, and it's like, how do I tell you, how does that relate to appearance? You know, there's so many different details in that box of words that it would be really hard. Like I would have to be like, okay, maybe here he's trying to say something about like your physical body, like the body of the ocean, the waves, something along those lines. It's like it can't be curated to a specific question. Now I can try to do that with tarot. That might be the better way to do it. But yeah, paper messages are just difficult because it's more like it's like a box of the unknown kind of thing. Tarot by Sav, I have your question. Tarot by Sav, I'll get to you as soon as I can, okay? I mean, if you want that question answered, I think tarot might be the best. But again, it's all up to interpretation. So yeah, tarot might be the best. I'll see. Let's see what information I can get. So the first thing that's coming through is him saying that your soul is actually what attracted him to you. And I'm going to relate to you what makes that so special, because it's such a earthly, like egotistical, like thing for us to want someone to find us physically attractive. Now we are going to go into details about what specifically he liked about you. But because it was your soul that attracted to him and wanting him to form a union with you in this life, is because he's saying it doesn't matter what life we live together. It doesn't matter if you're in this body or if you're in a man's body in the next life, or if you were a princess in 1500. Like, it doesn't matter. He's saying, like, no matter what body, it's your soul that I'm attracted to. So it's like he's saying, I'm gonna find a way to be attracted to you no matter what, like no matter what life it is that I meet you in. And furthermore, if we meet again in the afterlife, it's your soul that I'm gonna be attracted to. It doesn't really matter physically. Now, what does matter is if you're not being authentically you, if you're trying to dress like someone else, look like someone else, change your appearance to be something that you're not, that would be not attractive to him. What's attractive to him is when you are truly yourself. So just keep in mind that he's like, no, it's her soul that attracted me. It's not her physical body. Now, I'm not saying he's not saying your physical body didn't help, because he does love your body. He loves your shape. He loves your curves. He loves just like your skin, the way your skin feels, like soft and smooth, and maybe even like your complexion as well. Maybe he likes I'm getting specifically the message about your eyes, like maybe your eye color, eye shape, something about your eyes specifically. And also your hair. I think he really liked your hair. What else? So there's someone on this card that's kind of dressing very like avant-garde, like very different. So there could be like quirky things that you would do or wear that he liked. Like your jewelry might not be something you really see all the time, or your style, or maybe the way that you wear your hair or the way that you accessorize. You know, there's just like something here was saying like your style was also very cool, very different. Amy, sorry, I got sidetracked because I was trying to read what you were saying in the chat. Now some things that he liked about you as well is like there was a level of extrovertedness that you would demonstrate with him that wasn't something he thought was a part of your personality. So when he first met you, or when he sees you interact with other people, you're different. So like maybe with his mom you're like sweet and maybe like more on the shy side, but you can tell you're really trying to be outgoing with this person. But it feels like essentially like what he assumed your personality would be like, maybe more on like the shy, more reserved side, is like when you would spend time with him, you kind of come out of your shell a little bit more. You would be really outgoing, say funny things, joke around with him. And he felt like that was special because he felt like that was really not something you do with everyone. So, Amy, that is what I have for you. I hope that you enjoyed that reading. Next up we have on our list is James. James, if you're here, feel free to check in with me. I'm going to answer our new sub yes, no very quickly. This is for Tarot by Sav. All right. We'll hear from Judah in the next 7 days. Hey, James. Thanks for checking back in. We're about to do yours. All right. Tarot by Sav. I am getting a no. I have the Death card and the 5 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So, and the 5 of Swords at the top of the deck. So these are all no's for me. I think it might be the timing that you're asking about, but it doesn't mean you're not going to hear from him. You're welcome, Amy. It's definitely a sleepy day for sure. My husband and I both decided to work today though, so I don't know. We'll probably take either tomorrow or Tuesday off, or maybe both. I'm not sure. Nausea, if you asked your question before my list closed, then I already answered it. If for whatever reason you came in after the list closed, then that unfortunately means we're not doing any more free reads. Just a reminder for those of you who like the free reads, you have to get here early. I do those the first 15 minutes of every live stream. Philomena, thank you for checking in with me. All right, I caught up with the chat, so let's go ahead and get started for James. So Tarot by Sav. I just got a donation, but it looks like a it looks like a yes/no question that I got a donation for, but I think it's the same. I think it's you that donated. I'm not sure, but it looks like the same name. So the amount that you donated for, if that was you, that was enough to get another yes/no question answered. But it's not enough for an in-depth reading. In-depths there are $13. You could do a mini reading for $8 if you wanted to donate the difference. It's up to you. The question that I just answered for you in regards to hearing back from that person this week, I believe that was your question. That was just a free reading as a courtesy for being a new subscriber to me today. So essentially I can do another reading for you, but the amount that you donated was enough for another yes/no question. So if you wanted something more, you would have to pay the difference. James and Patty. James and Patty. James and Patty. James and Patty. Tarot by Sav, I got your donation, so we'll do an in-depth reading for you. There are 2 people ahead of you, so I'm going to update the list in just a minute. If you would like to skip the list, you can pay to skip, but if you're good with waiting, you can do that too. Or a third option is to leave your question with me. If you can't hang around, I will answer it and you can just come back and watch when you have a minute. It's up to you. All right, option 2, James and Patty. James and Patty. James and Patty. James and Patty. All right. Tarot by Sav, I have your question. Thank you. And I'll get to you as soon as I can for an in-depth reading. All right, so James, I feel like there's this energy towards you as far as like her intentions is that she's wanting to come in very quickly and like fix anything, like fix your thought of her. Like I think that she feels personally that she has made a bad impression on you. I have the 5 of Pentacles. Like she's saying I was never 100% at my best for you and I never really showed you my best, and I do want to fix that. I want to fix that impression that you have of me. Thoughts, I'm not really sure what it is you're thinking of me, 7 of Cups, but I hope it's good. I feel like I haven't scared you away so far, but I want to try to kind of give a better impression. I do want to kind of fix things. And I would like to do that as quickly as possible. I feel like for her, she's showing this openness to the connection that she's saying, hey, I'm good for us to keep continuing this and seeing where it goes. Let's see. I don't have any blocks, but I do have with the High Priestess, like, I think she's trying to tap in maybe more into her gut instincts or her intuition about you and follow those. So she's coming from a place of, I'm not going to say 100% healed, but a more regulated nervous system where she's not trying to trigger her fight or flight or her self-sabotage. I think she's here saying, I'm at peace, I'm okay, I'm safe. She's very, very drawn to your masculinity. I'm not sure if you have like just been extra gentlemanly, like manners, chivalrous, helping her, paying for things, just like the traditional old-fashioned sense of like masculinity. But she's like very drawn to this idea. Now it's hard for her to let someone else take care of her, but she's enjoying it. And she's surprised at how much she actually likes it because she's been very independent. And so like that's kind of here with the 9 of Pentacles. It's kind of like that independent energy, but I actually want to indulge in like letting someone else do things for me, even though it feels foreign to me, even though I never really knew I would like something like this. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the process. Okay, so James, for some reason, what the message I'm getting right now is like, as of right now, this is not something that she's necessarily really gung ho about. I think that she's thinking to herself, like, in the future, if I was presented with this opportunity, it is something that I might want to do. But right now, I don't think it's something that I can like add on. I feel like it's like she'd say I'm open to it later. And I know that you're asking about by the end of this year, but it's like I'm still getting that block where it's like something she doesn't even want to think about right now. It feels like it's like it just is not, it's not necessarily appealing to her. I think she likes attending these things. I think she likes participating in them. I don't know if like leading the charge, if like coordinating them and being that person to like oversee and lead is necessarily something that she'd want to do. I think she'd feel, I don't know, maybe an assistant to you. If you wanted to do that, she might be open to it. Maybe, but maybe not. I'm not sure. I'm getting a lot of energy of like she's feeling like I don't know like what all that would entail, how much of my time would that take to do something like that. I'm not exactly sure what these questions are that's going on with her, but essentially I'm picking up resistance to this idea. Now, I'm not necessarily saying she wouldn't want to do it like next year, or she wouldn't want to do it later on, and maybe even this year it might happen, but I feel like this just sounds like, to me, she's putting up resistance to this idea right now. And she's like, it's not really something that sounds like something I want to do at this time. Maybe the thought of it like overwhelms her. Maybe she doesn't really understand how much work it will be. Maybe it's not a lot of work, and maybe she's making a bigger deal about it in her head. But it's almost like she could be like, oh yeah, like maybe later, like maybe down the line, maybe like later on I'll think about it. But I don't know if it's something that she would want to commit herself to. So I think that's why I'm struggling here to see a clear yes no before the end of the year. I'm going to go with my intuition and say no. I feel like it's a no, and just because of where her headspace is, I feel like it's something you would be really interested in doing, and I think she'd only do it to make you happy, or to do something for you because you've been so kind to her. But I'm not necessarily feeling. I feel like if she agreed to it, let's just put it this way. I feel like if she agreed to it, she'd kind of feel like put on the spot and kind of feel like, well, why not? I guess it would be fine. But it's not necessarily something that she would choose to do. So therefore, I feel like she'd kind of be doing it just to be a people pleaser. So I would say kind of steer clear from that. Now, if you're wanting to lead workshops, or if you already do, and that's something that you want to do, she might be willing to help you with it. But I just don't know if it's, I don't know. Something about this feels like there's some resistance, and that's pretty much the extent of the details that I'm getting. All right, so let's take a look at the last mini reading. Oh my gosh. Yeah, they want their snack, so they're screaming at him. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and do a last call for donations. I'll leave this banner up for just a few minutes, so if anybody wants to send anything else, they can. We'll let that go for just a few more minutes. You said, yeah, she's scared, but I'm trying to push her into stepping into more of a leadership role, get her out of her comfort zone. Okay. Okay. She can do this kind of stuff. Yeah, like I'm sure she's capable of it. But I was like, yeah, I don't think she really wants to do it. I think more exposure, James, like helping you or being an assistant, would be something that might be able to like transition her into the idea. But I think, yeah, I don't know. There's an intimidation factor or some type of resistance here with that. Philomena, if you're here, feel free to post your question because you will be next. I turned the AC down just because it was getting really cold in here. So, James, I think you will see a step in the positive direction with her. But I don't think you guys are going to be moving in together. This reading talks about taking things slow, temperance, doing things in moderation. The Hierophant, making sure that you guys are on the same page and no one is like doing something before they're ready. As is flat out yes, no, will you move in together? I have no's, actually 2 no's, 10 of Wands and 5 of Pentacles. Or sorry, 5 of Cups. So I don't think this year is the year for that. Potentially next year would be better. Maybe this year will be a little bit too soon. I do think though that you do hit milestones together, but I think moving in is a big one, and I don't know if I necessarily see that happening for you guys this year. I feel like if it did, it would have to be like a situation that happened that kind of like where this naturally fell into place. Like, for example, her lease was ending and you guys were going to move in together anyways, so it speeds up the timeline a little bit quicker. But I don't think that this is something that's planned, and I, truth be told, don't think it's going to happen this year. But again, you guys do hit milestones, so I feel like there is some feelings that you can celebrate at the end of this year that you guys have made more progress. So that feels good. I think the decision just has to be when you guys are both ready. And maybe if you're even feeling it's a little too soon, you said, yeah, that's a little soon. Probably should have just open-ended without a time frame. Yeah. But I feel like it could happen. Again, just maybe not this year. The thing about Patty is she can get spooked really easily, it seems. She can allow something very minor set everything back. I do feel though she's doing better with that. I'm not sensing as much like getting spooked or like getting scared as much as before, but I do think that it's still there ingrained in her, and it's something that she's going to have to continue to work through. So if she's trying to be open and give more to you or spend more time with you, but if she starts feeling that pressure, she will give resistance back. And so we don't want that. We don't want her to start feeling that way. We want her to feel celebrated that she is opening up, and that the whole sky is not falling down and the world is not crumbling because she's opening up. We want her to feel like it's a good thing. We want her to have a good association with opening up. Not opening up equals more pressure. So it's just handling it with kid gloves, basically. All right, so Philomena, if you are here, please. Oh, you're here. Sorry. We must have posted at the same exact time. James, so that is what I have for you. Thank you so much. I hope you have a good rest of your weekend. Hey Kitty, I think you might have been here before. Because my subscriber count did not go up when you joined the live stream. And I'm sorry to say our free list is closed for the day, but I do free readings every single time I go live. So as long as you're here and you're already subscribed, turn your notifications on for my channel. You'll get a notification every time I go live. If you get here, say I go live Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and you get here early enough every single day, you can get a free reading every single day. I don't what am I trying to say? I don't like discriminate. Like whether you've been here before or you're not, you'll get free readings with me. But you'll have to check back in next time because our lists are coming to a close right now. You're welcome, Kitty. Thanks for joining us. Definitely come back early in the live stream. Like I said, I do free reads every day. So you can definitely try again. Thanks, James. Okay, guys, the list is closed now. The only people that are able to donate from this point on are those that are on my donation list currently, if they would like to add to their reading. But outside of that, we're not taking any more donations. no, Philomena, I just saw your question. I thought you guys were doing well. Oh, okay. So maybe I was thinking of someone else. I thought that I did a reading for you recently for someone newer. And I feel like I liked that energy for you, but maybe I'm getting things mixed up. So, Philomena, the one card that's really standing out to me right now is the Tower. And this is the card in your reading that your reading ends on. So, it is making me feel as though it didn't work the first time, it's probably not going to work again. I do see here with you being the Four of Swords and maybe him being the Judgment card that he's trying to come back to with like a apology or trying to give some type of clarity to you, ask for some type of forgiveness. The Judgment also talks about asking for another chance. And I see you here as the Four of Swords kind of closed off to it, not really interested in this situation. I do see that you guys did at one point, maybe still do, have a strong connection, a strong bond. I have the Lovers here. But I think the problem is that you guys don't feel the same way at the same time. You probably grew out of those feelings and kind of let go. It's not to say that you can't get those feelings back, but a lot of times your history with one another can make you stronger or it can make the connection weaker. And I think that the impressions that he's given you, the experiences that you've had with this person, is making it harder for you to get back to that place because of everything that's happened between the two of you. I have the High Priestess here, which says, Philomena, you need to follow your gut. If you really don't think that you can get those feelings back or feeling as intensely as you did before, or even better than that, it may be something you should walk away from, especially because the Tower here at the end of the reading indicates that this is not something that's going to last. Like, if it didn't work the first time, it's probably not going to work again. Even if you build back better this time, it doesn't mean that you guys have all of the tools in your arsenal to make this work. And it might be better for you and potentially for him to just try this with someone else. Now, Tyler wanting you back, even if his feelings are genuine, which they might be because of the Lover's card, he might need you to be a lesson for him that just because he comes back and apologizes or asks for another chance or wanting to be with you and finally wanting to give you what it is that you want, you know, if you do take him back, what lesson has he learned? But if you don't take him back, then maybe the next time that someone says, hey, I want to be serious with you, he will take their feelings seriously because he'll say, oh man, I've learned this lesson. I screwed up with Philomena and I don't want to do that again. And maybe this lesson for you, there's also a lesson here for you as well. Sometimes we're not always supposed to learn a lesson. Sometimes we are the lesson for someone else. So I think that you really have to get real with yourself and really think to yourself, is this something that I want to go back to? Is this someone that I think that I can have a re-emergence of feelings for, is this really a story that we can rewrite, or is the damage done? And that's why the high priestess is here saying you really need to follow your gut. If you were to ask me, I would say probably don't give a second chance. The tower here is screaming at me, and whenever I see the tower in a relationship, to me it just feels like it's going to be very strenuous to try to build a relationship with someone when the tower card is present. So if it were me, just to stay on the safe side and give you solid advice, I would say just let this person go. But again, this is a decision that's up to you. Exactly, that's what I told him. Next he meets someone, he has to be genuine. There's nothing there for me anymore. So I'm glad that this reading gave you validation and confirmation in what it is that you're already feeling. I do hope that you feel more confidence in this decision. You know what, Philomena? I think I was getting you confused with another person on my channel. She goes by Sarifa. I think I was getting the two of you guys confused. Philomena, yes, you can absolutely go for it. Anyone who is on the donation list can add to their reading. That's perfectly fine. It's just closed to everyone else. All right, Philomena, we are ready to go ahead and do your next question. So just let me know what it is when you're ready. All right, let's take a look. Okay, so first card out, I have the Four of Pentacles. So this would indicate that he's still going to be on the conservative side, the more reserved side, which tells me that he's holding back. He is still not intending on giving more to you. Four of Pentacles is depicted by someone who's trying to guard their treasure, their things that are important to them. They're holding on tightly to money or protecting their heart or whatever it is that they deem valuable. And so this person is, I guess, in this situation, holding on to their heart and saying, I'm not ready to give this to you. He's definitely holding back. He's being very protective of himself and maybe his freedom, maybe like it's essentially just a card of whatever that person seems like. Maybe he wants his independence and his freedom, and maybe that's important, and that's what he's holding back. But the overlying theme of this card is basically like, I'm not giving anything to anyone. I'm keeping things to myself, and that's it. And I'm not extending my energy or effort elsewhere. I also have the moon clarifying the 9 of Cups, meaning I know what you want, but it's not here for you. So I feel as though the intentions, let's just put it this way, the intentions that Daniel has had for you up until this point is the intentions that he intends on remaining. I also have the 2 of Pentacles and the 9 of Swords, which indicates that he does have some confusion surrounding your connection. The 2 of Pentacles a lot of times is like trying to juggle 2 things at once, or deciding whether you should give in or walk away. Should I stay? Should I go? That kind of thing. And there's a lot of conflict and internal anguish that he's going through. So I want to make it clear that I do feel like he has feelings for you, but I don't think that it's enough to make him change in order to avoid losing you. I think his intentions are the same as they have been. I don't really think much has shifted in the way of what it is you need from him and him coming through for you on that. That's what I said. I told him either come correct or don't come at all. And so that's probably I'm sure he's taking your instruction very seriously, and that could be why I'm picking up on the fact that things haven't really changed. All right, Philomena, that is what I have for you. I hope that I was able to answer your questions in full. We are going to move on to Tarot by Sav. Tarot by Sav, if you're here, feel free to check in with me. Thank you, Philomena. I hope you have a great night. Hey, James. Yeah, I suppose that would be okay. Since you donated tonight, I'll honor that. We are shuffling for Sav now. You're welcome, James. So Sav, I'm getting that this person actually has genuine feelings for you. I feel like you're the person that makes him feel complete, makes him want to be better. I feel like he cares about you. There are love feelings here. Savannah. Okay. I feel like he wants to explore more romance with you. The world is how your reading started. So if this resonates for you, there might have been some type of feeling that you guys have hit the extent of what your relationship is, or essentially hit like a glass ceiling for your relationship. Basically, it seems as though you guys got to a certain point and weren't able to progress past that, or haven't been able to progress past that. But there is this desire to bring new life into the relationship, like reignite, or like bring back that spark, or shake things up, something along those lines. It's like he has the desire to have more with you and explore more with you in this connection. I feel like when it comes to putting effort into this relationship, he probably hasn't done the best. The Five of Swords talks about a lot of conflict when it comes to putting in effort, or maybe even delegating his energy. He probably isn't very good at multitasking or prioritizing properly. And so I think he's trying to get a grasp on that, like time management or something along those lines, like making you a priority, while also still doing other things that he needs or wants to do. You said it was exactly like that. But yeah, he wants to carry this on. He's saying here with Six of Pentacles is that he wants to exchange more equal and matched effort. The Six of Pentacles is very generous, and it's saying what you do for me, I will do for you, and vice versa. I never want you to feel that you're putting in more to this than I am. And I do see here with the Queen of Swords that if he comes through for you on that, you're still going to be a bit guarded or hesitant. Queen of Swords is like, okay, that's fine and all, but don't bullshit me. Like, if you're going to do it, do it. I'm happy to see it. But I still feel like there's this level of like, I'm not going to hold my breath, basically. I'll see it when I see it. I'll believe it when I see it, that kind of thing. I do feel like he looks at you as someone who he wants to have continued communication with and hopes that communication grows. You're coming through as the Empress in this reading. And so he's looking at you as like the ultimate woman for him. The Empress is like goddess energy. It's someone that you want to have as a life partner, or you want to marry, or you want to live with, or you want to have kids with. Like, essentially whatever he views as like his ideal life and ideal partner, like that's you, because you're coming through as the Empress for him. Now, a lot of times when there's not an emperor in the reading, it could indicate that he feels like you're too good for him, even though you're his ideal person. He could feel like he doesn't deserve you, but he is coming through as the King of Cups. It's not quite the Emperor, but he is trying to do better, trying to be more mature. But yeah, he looks at you as like his ideal woman. Did you have any questions about that? You're welcome. I hope we see you back here again. It was nice meeting you. All right, so next up we have Amy. Amy, if you're here, please check in with me. Awesome. Thank you, Savannah. Savannah, do you have your own tarot channel? Utopia reaches out soon. Yeah, I hope so for you too. All right, Amy. Amy, yeah, we can pull some cards on that. I actually wanted to say that it sounds nice that he had so many friends. Okay, so the first message that is coming through is that he has actually said to his friends, like, I really want you to meet her. I really want you to meet her. And I'm thinking it's friends that you actually have not met yet. But there is like, or maybe it's been both. Maybe it has been friends that you've met, but it's also been friends that you haven't, that he's just like, yeah, she's so cool, she's so chill, she's so sweet, she's so generous, and she's so nice, and I think that you guys would really like her. I think you would really like her for me in particular, and I feel like he wanted to connect the two of you, like you and his friends, like introduce the two of you. I'm specifically getting that pretty strongly with the Six of Cups here, because this usually indicates like a gesture of bringing two people together for some type of union or some type of introduction. You're coming through as the Queen of Cups, and so again, just to reiterate, he's saying like how good of a person you are. You're so solid, you're so supportive, you're so sweet, and he's telling them, I think not only would you like her as a person, but you would like her for me. You would think that we're a good match, because I think that is how he thought of you. Okay. So his friends actually confirmed that. Okay, I didn't realize. Oh, I see. Maybe that's Kendall's way of being like, "Will you make me lasagna?" But yeah, I feel like when he talked, it was very much like talking you up and celebrating you. I have the 6 of Wands here. And so this talks a lot about like recognition, public recognition, meaning that he didn't hide you from anyone. Um, if they said, "Hey, how are things going? Like, how's life? How are you?" He was not afraid to say, "I met someone. I'm seeing someone." I feel like with the 6 of Wands, it's like a lot of public recognition that he was proud to talk about you. Now, I'm sure that because of the short span of time you guys knowing each other, that is the only reason that you guys didn't get fully introduced to everyone in his life, because just the timing. I really think that's only it, because I think that he talks more about you to like his sister and to his mom and to his friends you even realized. You'll see that as you come in contact with more people or get introduced to more people, you'll realize that he never hid you from anyone. And I hope that it does make you feel good. Um, I feel like he might have said something like, "She really balances me out. Like she's very um like grounded and stable, whereas like I'm really in my head all the time," or something to that effect. I feel like he felt very comforted by you. The 6 of Cups is a very comforting card. But specifically with Temperance, is like she slows me down. She lets me enjoy the moment. She helps me be present, and really just like have fun and really get out of my head. There's been certain things she's done that's changed my outlook or changed my perspective about things, and she's really like opened up my mind with the way that she views things. And it helps having her as like a sounding board to really like bounce ideas off of or talk about things, because sometimes I have a hard time, um sometimes I have a hard time like seeing any other perspective but my own, and she really helps me see like other ways to look at situations and really helps me think. I feel like he would say you're a lot of fun, and I do think that he might have mentioned that he wanted to take you on his motorcycle, um, which didn't happen, but I think that he wanted to take you on his bike with him. Yeah, Amy, see, that's the thing, is that he probably kept his life pretty private. As you mentioned, he is introverted. Um, but I think that when someone was important to them or someone has made an impact on his life, he's not going to sit here and try to hide that, you know? Yeah, he wanted you. I don't know if you saw it or not, but there was like some indication or some message here about like I wanted to take her on my bike, or I wanted her to see my bike, or maybe both if you didn't get a chance to see it in person. But I feel like he wanted to take you on a ride on that. An enigma is just like a bizarre, random, kind of hard to explain type of being. So maybe it's like a rare, something rare and different. It says enigma is a mysterious, puzzling, or difficult to understand person or being. So yeah, that's probably accurate. Exactly. Yeah, Amy, I think that's the thing, that this is the difference, and I'm gonna leave it here. Is that he was never ashamed of you. Okay. There's a difference. When he feels like he's gonna be judged by the person that he's with, he would keep that very private. But he didn't think that he'd be judged because he felt like you and your personality would shine for yourself. People would see how special you are without him having to come to your defense. And he didn't think that he would be judged in a negative way by being with you or having you in his life. And that is why he wasn't afraid to talk about you. Clearly, there was something he was ashamed of, or he associated some type of judgment with the person that he was with before, which is probably why he kept things to himself. And that is typically why people do that. So it's just a testament to who you are and your personality, that he felt safe enough to open up about you because he knew that you would make a good impression. Thank you, Amy. All right, so James, you said end of year. Okay, will Patty become in a committed relationship with you by the end of the year? By the end of the year. Okay. You're welcome, Amy. You're welcome. All right, shuffling for James now. Thanks, Amy. I will. And just a heads up, you guys might not see me tomorrow or Tuesday. I'm not sure exactly what my schedule is going to be, but I'm just giving you the heads up. All right, this is for James. Oh. So, James, I think that it's I don't know. I want to say yes because I am sensing progress comparatively to last year, but everything in me with this reading is telling me to tell you no. Now I think that it definitely compared to last year is a lot of progress. You guys will be going out, doing a lot of dating, or like going to events together, things like that. But I think as far as like the romantic side, the committed side, I think this is a very slow moving. And I do feel like I got that message quite a bit in previous readings that things are very slow moving for this connection. But everything that's built slowly is more sustainable. And I'm just going to say it's not a bad thing. And again, compared to last year, this is a lot more progress, but I'm having a very difficult time telling you yes on the actual commitment before the end of the year. I think you guys continue to spend a lot of time together. And I just think the going on dates, dating phase is something that happens for a while. And I think defining the relationship is a little bit scary. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean, bye, Amy, have a good night. That doesn't necessarily mean that there isn't a silent devotion here. I'm not saying that she's going to be seeing other people or you're going to be seeing other people. There could be this silent commitment to one another where you guys are just more so spending time together, not entertaining anything else. But as far as like a actual conversation, we are officially exclusively in a relationship. We've defined the relationship. I think that's going to take a while. Now, could it potentially happen this year? There is a slim chance for sure, but I do think that it's going to be months before that conversation happens. So I'm going to say slim chance. I'm not going to say no chance, but I'm going to let you know that all the cards that I have here are saying probably not. I have the 9 of Swords, 4 of Cups, 2 of Swords, 5 of Wands, as well as the 9 of Pentacles. I think it could be potentially because you're so serious about her that I think she'll realize that the second that she becomes committed to you, that's it. That's it for the rest of her life. And I think she can sense that sincerity and like genuine intention that you have with her, that you want her forever. Like if you commit to her, like that's it for the rest of life. And I think that she probably is sensing like this is very extraordinary. This is a very big relationship for her. And I think she's thinking to herself, like, even though I can't really put my finger on it, something tells me that the second I commit to this man, he's going to want it to be for forever. And she might not actually be articulating that commentary in her head. She might just feel a sense of it. But I don't know if she's actually like thinking those thoughts, but I think that she realizes like how grand this connection is. And so maybe that's why it takes a little bit longer to get to that point with one another. But there's still progress. And it is tarot, so there is the opportunity to change that outcome. I guess I should have asked without a time frame. Yeah, James, go for it. That works for me. Go for it. Okay, so James, specifically for your yes no, what would you like me to ask? Do you want to just know if there will be commitment? Is that what you wanted to know? Okay. Let's take a look here. Okay, I got you. I'll be very specific. All right, I am getting that your wish comes true, James. Yes, 9 of Cups. We also have the Knight of Cups. and the King of Wands. These are all yes cards as well. And I see victory. I see some kind of like maybe like a phase of your relationship or a chapter coming to a close, ending in victory. So maybe that's like saying you close the deal or something along those lines. But I am getting a yes. All right, James, that is what I've got for you. You said, in all honesty, I have no doubt. I was just hoping it was sooner. I know. And here's the thing, James. It can happen sooner. It can. I'm sure you'd want it to happen like next month, I think that's the thing with tarot is like if you don't like what you hear, if there's anything that's in your power and your control, then you can change it. And I think that's the great thing about not having a completely fixed timeline or future. But there are some things that are out of our control. So sometimes we do have to have a little bit of patience. But yeah, that is what I've got for you. I'm going to go ahead and sign off, and I will see you. Oh, you said, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you were still talking to me. You said I had an astrology chart analysis on our relationship, and it said marriage. Oh, wow. Like it was crazy how compatible we are. Yeah, that's how I feel about me and my husband's chart. Our chart is extremely compatible. Who did your astrology chart analysis? Okay. That's okay, James. No worries, no stress. If you come across that person again, I'm just interested to see what they offer. I've also been really getting into birth chart reading myself as well as numerology. I've always been interested in this stuff, but I feel like I'm doing a deeper dive these days, so no worries. But if you do come across it again, just let me know. I'll see you guys next time, okay? Have a good night. Okay, that sounds perfect. Thanks, James.